What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Base Coverage presented by Athletes Forum. Today, I have a different type of mind on the meeting today. I have an offensive coordinator for the new Vienna Vikings that will be joining the ELF, Coach Danny Mitchell. Coach, what's going on today, man? How you doing?
Man, I appreciate you having me, Jamal. I'm real excited to be here, man, and getting a chance to talk with you because I know we have a lot of crossover too of people we know. So
yeah,
good to be here, man.
Most definitely, man. Finally get to put a face to the name and chat a little bit. Hey, man, based on like your coaching history, you're well respected throughout Europe. You had the opportunity to coach in Germany, coach in Karlstad, and now you've joined one of the top programs in all of Europe, not the Vienna Vikings. And it's not the fact that they're just joining the ELF, but they've been a stable program throughout their whole existence. Now, talk a little bit about like why the Vikings? Like why? Obviously, the opportunity came about, but why did you decide to join the Vikings?
I think you hit the outside part of that, right? The foundation here is incredible. Starting from the person that runs this place, Carl, he is unbelievable. He holds kind of the general manager owner role. And then our head coach, Chris Kalekai. Chris has been here for, I believe this is his 15th year as the head coach. Yeah. And he went to the same university that I went to at Willamette University. So to see what they've built and you know this about the youth program that they have, I think that's their big foundation. The outside part, the infrastructure is there. You want to actually know exactly what makes this place special. And I know it probably sounds cliche, but it's what makes it so unique. And exactly probably your same experience in Kalanda, the people here. The people here are unbelievable. And it starts from the very top all the way down to our youth programs, to the people that are volunteering to just be a part of this. And what sold me to be here, What sold me to be here was when I got a chance to talk with Chris right away, just sharing stories, just sharing why we coach, his purpose, the vision of this place is exactly what I believe makes this place and what makes football special. It's successful, and I think it's successful because it's actually not only targeted on winning. It's about how this game can grow, how it affects the rest of the world here, and obviously specifically the people in Vienna. So I love it, man.
Yeah, I mean, Vienna's been one of the top programs in all of Europe. And, basically everything you just said is the reason why, stability, the people, a lot of teams don't have that stability that Vienna has. So it's definitely understandable why that attracted you and you was able to join them. Now, you mentioned that they have a good group of core talent that they build up through their youth program, and that they're able to train and develop. Now, with you being on the offensive side of mine, you guys are bringing in some, explosive talent with, Xavier Edwards, Weston Carr, Andrea Boteo Moreno, who was one of the top tight ends in the league last year. Like, talk about this is a two-part question. What's going to be the identity of your offense? And what's the potential this offense could be in a league like the ELF?
Yeah, I think the identity of the offense is exactly what every offense should be. The identity of an offense should be about the players and how much can you put them in a position where they're empowered to make the right decisions, to put them in a place that highlights their strength, and that's exactly right. Like I feel like I've been very lucky. And our crossover buddy, you played with that in Kalanda, Josh Dean. I have a great story about how Josh and I's relationship, I think why we had such success together is we had that ability. There were times I'd call in a play and he'd look at me and be like, "Nah, I got you, bro. I got you." If we get to that point as a unit, that to me is what makes us an offense, a team special. I've always said this to a team. The moment that the coach doesn't have to be there, it's the moment that team's ready to win a championship. And you listed off some extremely talented people that are obviously top tier in this game out here in Europe. But more importantly, those guys are great dudes. Yeah. And then, Jackson Erdman, who's going to be coming in as our quarterback, is going to be the distributor of that. And he's had a ton of success. And I think he's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So I think coaches get a front row view of being a fan. So, the offense is designed to hopefully put those guys in great positions to make plays over and over and over again. And we'll see what the scoreboard holds to that. So
yeah, most definitely. And I think a lot of things that a lot of teams that are going to have the challenge of is building the chemistry in such a short period of time. Obviously, training camp, I believe, starts May, and then the season is the next month. It's going to be different for teams like a Hamburg, who has a German quarterback, or teams like Cologne, who have German quarterbacks, where you have an American quarterback coming in and having 1 month to build that chemistry and understand the offense. Is that going to be hard? Is that going to be challenging before heading into that first month?
I think what's been very fortunate, which, what has changed in our culture is the ability of what we're doing right now, Zoom, right? Yeah. We've technically had the ability to, I've had a chance to meet with our entire offense, our quarterback, ever since I ever made the decision to be here. So we've got all the offense in mentally with him. With that being said, we have a foundation of guys that like you were talking about with our organization, we have a foundation of guys here already. Yeah. And in the league rules, you're allowed to practice with your homegrown players. Well, what's fortunate about the Vienna Vikings is our team is made up of homegrown players. Mm-hmm. And so, Jackson is the guy that's coming in as our starting quarterback, but we're allowed to work with our Austrian quarterback, who's our backup quarterback right now. Alex Reichel is his name. He's doing a phenomenal job. And to me, that only helps when Jackson gets here. So the foundation is already going to be set in. So I think it's a unique situation, because rarely do you get to come in and as a player and have everything in already and you're playing catch up. Well, now It's only just relied on your talent, right? And for him, it's going to be recognition of, oh, that's exactly what we talked about. Instead of everyone learning at the same pace, there's going to be a different learning curve. And where that learning curve, to me, as a guy that's coming in from America that has so many accolades as a player and knows how to do this as a professional, he's going to get to plug and play. And that's ultimately what you want to be able to do, right? Yeah. And especially when Weston Carr gets in, one of our wideout, when Jackson gets here, when Xavier gets on defense, Xavier's going to be playing defense, but and then Blake Nelson, those are just the Americans, but we have some Europeans that are coming in as well. Or like you said, Adria is incredible. So I think that's what's a huge advantage for us, to have a ton of homegrown players.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think as we transition now into, obviously you guys joining the league, now instead of 2 divisions, there's 3 divisions. You guys, one divisions you guys are going to be playing in is that Central Division, where you have a team like, the Stuttgart Surge, who's going to be a completely different team this year. You have the defending champions of the league last year in Frankfurt Galaxy. Man, listen, if you made it this far in the show, you might as well like this video and subscribe to the channel below. Here at Athletes Forum, we appreciate your support. We thank you guys for tuning in to all of our episodes. This is the platform for the international game. So continue to follow us as we look to bring you more content. Now back to then you have your crosstown rivals, the Swarco Raiders. So how is the team preparing for what may be their toughest schedule that they've ever faced in the European season? Because this is going to be a lot different than obviously the Austrian league, but in terms of like the talent they're going to play week in, week out. How is the team preparing to head into that type of this type of season to play that teams like those week in and week out?
Yeah, I think that's what makes this special, this league, right? And you said it. There are 2 champions in our conference already. Swarco won the AFL championship last year. They beat the Vikings in it. Obviously, Frankfurt is the top team in this, and then, like you said, Stuttgart, we don't know what they're going to look like, but they're definitely a brand new team. You see all the young talent they've brought in. So how do we prepare for that? The same way as any, in any season you prepare, when you feel like you're ready you think you have a shot to come out and compete. We're going to focus on how good we can be. And like we're different too. We're not the same Vikings that you saw last year. Now we have a great foundation of guys, but there's also a marry of other guys coming in from Austria, other guys coming in from different countries. We've signed guys from Sweden, Germany, obviously from Spain, and all over in Finland with Kimi. So our focus is to figure out how do we become like you said, the greatest team as quickly as possible. And what we do have a foundation of, and why everyone knows who the Vienna Vikings are, is because they're a great team. It has nothing to do with what they became successful because of the team. And like I said before, the organizations run like a team. And so, I'm not going to make any predictions on the year, but I think what I'm so excited and what pulled me out of San Diego, California, if you ever been there, it's sunny 75, right? What pulled me out here is that excitement of this unit having that challenge to be in the arguably on paper the toughest division, and then our non-conference we're playing some tough teams, but that's the whole reason you're playing in the ELF, right? If we wanted to be just the best team in Austria, we'd stay in the AFL. We want to be the best team in Europe, and we want to prove that. So that's our goal this whole year.
And I think the opportunity that this league offers is that you're playing great talent week in, week out, but also you're actually traveling. This is more than just a bus ride to down the road or something like that. Like some of your games you may have to fly to, whether it's Berlin or Istanbul or Barcelona, where I'm not sure if those teams are exactly on your schedule, but just to give you some
exactly who we're playing. Yep, that's you just called it.
And then you're going there. You're playing top-notch talent. So that's the beauty of this league. That's what we saw. Season 1 and season 2. I know a lot of people are excited that you guys are in the league in terms of not even from a talent aspect, but you bring a different dynamic coming from the Austrian league too. So that's going to be interesting. Now, as we talk about, you guys coming from the Austrian league, there's also your crosstown rivals, the Raiders, the Swarco Raiders coming in as well. Talk a little bit about the rivalry and that history, and what ELF fans or spectators should know, especially since you guys play each other week 1. What should people know about that rivalry?
Yeah, you just said it. That's what's really exciting, right? We play them the very first week, and the last time that either team has put on a helmet and competed was against each other, for a championship. So it'll have that same environment. Obviously the rivalry to me is brand new as far as the relationship between both organizations. And I think what's a testament to both organizations is why there's a rivalry is because they're so successful. The Raiders are an extremely talented team. They're a well-run organization. I think that, they marry everything that the Vikings do on that aspect of it. And, we have a great foundation. Again, I think that's what we're really excited about in joining this league. I've talked about our players, but the coaches here have been here for a long time. I'm the new guy in town. I've been here for 3 weeks. I've got a guy that I worked side by side with on our offense, Max Kuzler, who's been here for a long time, was a player here, coached at UC Davis. He's an unbelievable coach. And then, Thomas Tippold, I call him Tips. He's our offensive line coach. We have a full staff, and in Europe, a lot of times that's unique. We have I've got every position coaching coach for every guy on offense. We have the same thing on defense. And man, I think I was joking about this before we jumped on the show. Is it feels like I've got a better setup than what we did in college. So, I'm so excited to be a part of this. And, what a great opportunity, our very first game against the Raiders to go against an organization that has had so much success. And again, a quarterback with a ton of experience with Sean Shelton. I've watched him for a long time. So we're excited to give him something new. So
Sean's definitely one of the OGs out here in Europe.
He's tenure awesome,
with the Vikings. So when you think of Raiders, Sean's definitely one of the first who you think of. But as I mentioned before, it's gonna be fun to add the dynamic of the two powerhouse teams from the Austrian market into the ELF, how they're gonna compete with these teams in the ELF. It's gonna be fun to watch. Danny, I hear the excitement in your voice about the team and joining the league and stuff like that. So I guess final question before we close it out is, for you personally, what are you looking forward to heading into this league? What are your expectations? What are your preseason thoughts, before heading into week one of the ELF and then kicking off a long season?
Yeah, this is going to probably sound like a cliche coach answer, but I really mean this. And it's hard because I think a lot of people, with every team in this league wants to win that championship. Every team wants to be playing.
It's in Austria.
Klagenfurt. Yeah, it's here in Austria, right?
It's in Austria.
Yeah,
it'd be like the Rams. It'd be like the Rams hosting the Super Bowl last year.
That's exactly right. We get to go there next Sunday as kind of a preview for the ELF. Myself and one of our assistant coaches are going to represent the Vikings. Myself and Max, and everyone wants to be there, and obviously, I think every team and every coach will say, "Oh, that's our expectation to be there." In reality, is our expectation and my expectation. And I know this sounds cliche, is to enjoy every single moment of it. And how do we do that? And if we enjoy every single moment, reality is we'll probably play in that championship game. And the reason why we get there is because you don't want it to end. And you've been a part of a national championship team, right? So this is an incredible talent in this league. We're going to do everything we can to enjoy that moment as it comes, enjoy every single practice, give our absolute best. So when we come out, that's why I said it's to sound cliche, but when we come out, we want to show that we're at our best right now. And then you chisel that and get better the next week and get better next week. If that happens, a lot of times you run into that trophy, and that's when they tell you it's over. And so, obviously that's our goal. Just like every single coach will say that, and every single player will say that at the beginning of the year. But man, we want to be told, hey, this is where it ends. And Coach K said it great. There's a great quote from him last night. He said, if this season should end in tears, and whether it's tears of joy or tears of sorrow, because you gave everything you got. And I know that's what we're building here. And I already feel that, right? Like thinking about that. And I've only been here for 3 weeks. It crushes me to think if it were to end. Either way, it crushes me to think we end. But if we're going to cry, at least let's cry holding that trophy up.
Well, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, my man. It's been nice getting to talk to you, getting to talk some ball. And, as I mentioned before, fans, spectators, everyone, we are excited, to have, you guys in the league, to cover you guys, to see how you guys, can compete, with some of the other teams that in the league. And, this league's only going to grow. The potential is there. The dream and the vision is there. So we're excited to have you guys in the league, and I appreciate you coming on, my man.
No, I appreciate you having me, Jamal. And hey, everyone, check out his highlight. This guy can play, man. So, Jamal, thank you so much, man. And please, if you have a chance to come out here, please let me know. We'd love.
I'm working on it. I was looking at flights yesterday. I'm working on it, so we'll see. But
I will tell you, we have the best stadium in the ELF, hands down. Well, I'm gonna claim that right now. By far, not even close. So, gotta come to it, man.
I'm sure the ELF fans will be excited to go check that out and see you guys play too.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks, Jamal.
No problem. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.